ChaosSearch was a great way to switch away from having to manage our own Elasticsearch cluster. It was causing maintenance issues in that it would frequently get overloaded, and so we had to scale it up to larger than it really needed to be for the amount of data in order to keep it stable, and that was costing a bunch of money. Also, because the way Elasticsearch works, we were only keeping a couple of weeks of logs in it. Looked at various hosted log solutions, Datadog and all the other sort of classic ones. Considered doing something simple ourselves of dumping log data to S3 and indexing with Athena, or dumping log data into Redshift, which we already use for data analysis. Looked at a few other options in that sort of vein, but decided to give you guys a shot. But I think of the options that don't have you paying a huge amount of money to store all of your data in memory and only have a small window of data available, I think ChaosSearch is by far the most usable. Honestly, one of the best things we've gotten out of ChaosSearch is because it's all in S3, it's cheap and easy to keep all of our historical log data around and indexed, and then we can go searching for it. And then when we see weird problems show up, we can ask a question like, how long has this actually been happening? When did this start? When was the root cause? Were there signs of this earlier? Did this other thing happen that potentially led to this problem? Just being able to go back and do root cause analysis on tricky problems has been invaluable, as well as being able to use logs for more and more sort of data analysis things, like being able to say, okay, we've been working on this feature for a couple of months, and we've been shipping previews to people. What's the usage been like over that time? When did it tick up and when did it tick down? We've just actually connected ChaosSearch to Looker, which is an SQL generator, basically. So we're just starting to explore how to use that with the new SQL interface. I think it really doubles down on the idea of not just using ChaosSearch and our logs as a incident investigation tool of when trying to work out what's going wrong, but trying to use it as a more general data analysis tool. A bunch of the things I'd love to do with it would be like build a graph of how much this particular feature is being used over time, counting the number of unique users and plotting that by day. Without writing any extra code, you've got a usage graph for free. The other kinds of things I think it'll be really useful for is developing metrics and KPIs around the ways different things are behaving. Set a metric on the number of error logs, for example, potentially from different services, break those down by different teams that own different parts of the application. Be able to set alerts for things running or not running. That's something that's relatively easy to do via Looker, which is the main sort of SQL analysis platform we use. There's a few things that weren't ideal about the before state. So one is that the whole ELK stack is a bunch of different components we have to run and keep running and maintain and scale and so on. Right now in the ChaosSearch world, we're using Vector, which is a local log shipper that can live on every one of our machines. And that sends the data directly to AWS Kinesis Firehose, which is a service we don't have to run or scale, and Amazon takes care of that. And then that goes into S3. Again, we don't have to run or scale it. And then ChaosSearch takes it from there. The most important thing is really minimal toil and providing us the capability to do new and interesting things. The log retention's gotten a huge amount of positive feedback, and the fact that it reliably works during an incident has also gotten feedback from a bunch of different people. So I think our application teams are probably most excited about the log retention, and the operations team is most excited about the working during an incident, because that makes their jobs a lot easier. Those are really the winning features.